You know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm like, you leave, you're on some kind of trip, and you always think, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Every time. It happens every time, right? The best way to at least reduce that feeling is, like I said, really? What's happening, everybody? Today I want to talk about something actually informative. I'm not vlogging. This is actually one of my videos that I want to start doing more, making informative videos. And this one's going to be about something I really wish I was better at. So let's talk about it. My hair was looking whack, so I'll just put this hat on and yeah, it'll cover it up, make it look better, at least for the video anyway. So, what are we talking about today? Emmett had a doctor's appointment this week, and like all of his doctor's appointments, except for his pediatrician visit, they're all about 2 hours, 15 minutes away from where we live. The reason for that is we just don't like the hospital or the doctors in our hometown. Never had good experiences with them. We've tried other places too, not just here. We've tried other places far away. They didn't work, so we are pretty much stuck on St. Louis Children's Hospital, and we've had very good luck with them so far. We really like them, so we're just gonna keep going to them. But it's about 2 hours, 15 minutes away from where we live, so packing and planning for trips like that takes a little bit more than just packing to just, you know, leave the house. And the one thing I wish I was better at was actually writing down every single thing on a list the night before that we're gonna need before we leave for the trip. Because let me tell you, especially at the beginning when he was a lot smaller and younger and things were a lot different, there was a lot that we had to think about, take with us. And I mean, you know, if you have a kid that has a G-tube, for one, that automatically adds a lot of items. But he has a spit up issue on top of that adds a lot of items. And he has a lot of things that he has to practice as well. So that adds a few things, but not that much. For a brief period right when we got him home, when he was born, well, long story, but when he was first brought home, I think we had appointments every single week, and they were an hour and a half away. And then they went to like every 2 weeks, and then every month, and then every 3 months. And then now it's about every 6 months. Nope. But we still have to plan and bring a lot of stuff with us, even still. He's over 2 years old, but we still have to bring a lot of stuff with us. Now, naturally, these appointments do cause a little bit more stress just because obviously there's a lot more stuff that we have to remember to pack every single time. Because if we don't, we have to turn around and go back and get them. At least some things that we have to do that. I mean, if we forget some toys, it's not a big deal. We can just leave them. But if we forget formula, big deal, we have to turn around. Now, the best way, at least to reduce that feeling of like, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm like, you leave, you're on some kind of trip, and you always think, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Every time. It happens every time, right? The best way to at least reduce that feeling is, like I said, checklist. Actually write the things down the night before so you're not stressing the day of. You can write everything you possibly will need the night before, and then the next day, check it off the list. And I would say check it off multiple times. Just a couple things to keep in mind about the specific appointments, if you know what I'm talking about, would be like, for me, we're always thinking, how many appointments are there in the day? Since they're far away, we try to make multiple appointments happen in the same day so we don't have to drive back and forth, you know, within 2 weeks if we don't have to. We just have them all in one day. Another thing is, how does it affect his daily routine or your kid's daily routine? Where does the appointment fall? Typically, a lot of his seem to fall right when it's his nap time, which is from noon to 3. That's a long nap period, and you know, interfering with that, you know how that you know what that does to kids. I mean, screwing up the routine typically makes them kind of crabby. Then you're kind of crabby, and it's not a fun situation. How long is the appointment expected to last? Some doctor appointments last longer than other doctor appointments. His neuro for the brain appointments typically last quite a while because they do a lot of things. They check over a lot of things. But like his GI, which is for his G-tube and his intestinal, like when they check all that, we're typically in there when we actually see the doctor. The longest process is waiting for the doctor to come in. When we see the doctor, it's like 5 minutes and we're done. That's it. So how long is the appointment gonna be? And if you're not able to have all the appointments in one day, do you have to do this 2 days in a row? That affects what you need to pack as well. Hold that thought, I gotta fix him. He likes to go slanted and have this arm down here. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Maybe maybe if you spun around and gravity was pulling you this way, it might help you out a little bit, huh? Okay, now I'll be totally honest. Like I said, I wish I was better at this. I don't make a list every time. I really need to, but I don't do it every time. But not to brag, but we've done this so many times. Damn it, you're falling again. I'm gonna have to stand with him while I talk to you guys. He's gonna have to stand right here because he's wanting to lean, so I'm gonna have him lean on my hand. That way he doesn't keep falling. Okay, like I was saying, I don't mean to brag, but we've done this so many times that we're pretty good at making sure we have everything we need without writing it out. It would still make it easier and faster probably if we did write it out, and we need to do that. And we have done that in the past. But that's why I'm making this video, because if you're in the same boat and you have a lot of appointments that are far away from where you live, start writing it out. It's gonna help. Guarantee it. I know it's kind of foolproof if you follow these steps because you won't forget anything. Now, let's go over what a typical appointment, let's say if we had a single appointment in one day at his St. Louis doctor, a typical packing list would look like. The list of items I have wrote out because unless I'm really sitting thinking about it, I would forget. List of items would be 2 bottles of formula, because you never know. 1.5 days worth of diapers, obviously. Wipes, and if there's already an open package, always have a spare brand new one ready to go. Plenty of burp cloths, because like I said, he has a spit up issue. We need burp cloths. I don't really have a number, but I would say like 8 to 12 might not even be enough. Just depends on the day. If he's sick, 8 to 12 would not be enough, but if he's fine, 8 to 12 would probably be all right. His catheter, because of his G-tube, if it ends up popping out for whatever reason, we gotta stick that in there and get him straight to the ER. His G-tube extension, so we have a way of feeding him and giving him water. Small and large syringes are going all over the place. Large ones for his, in case we get one dirty, drop it on the ground, whatever. Got a spare for his G-tube extension because we just let it flow into that. And small syringes for medicine if he needs Tylenol or Benadryl or whatever he might need throughout the day. Which is the next 2 items, Tylenol, Benadryl, because you never know. Chapstick, because obviously his suction machine, and a squeezable nose sucker for those real bad spits. I don't need to go into detail, but if you know what I'm talking about, gotta have it with you. 2 spare outfits, because I've said in previous videos, he has spit up and ruined 2 outfits in one day. So I'd always have 2 spares. Might not even be enough some days, but always have 2. 2 water bottles. 1 is definitely more than enough, but 2 just in case. Toys, obviously. Blankets, and then any paperwork necessary for the appointments that we might need. That is a typical list of all the things that we're gonna need. That is excluding his stroller, which I should add the stroller to the list too. Now, obviously, your child could be similar to Emmett. I mean, in general, there's a lot of things to consider. And that's why making a list is actually the way to get around ever possibly having the situation where you're 30 minutes into your trip and you realize you forgot formula, or you realize you forgot the G-tube extension. Both those things have happened. Not fun. Especially if you're possibly already running late for the appointment. If you're 30 minutes into a drive and you realize that, there goes an hour, you know? So having a list, writing it out the night before, and then checking it off as you're packing it, checking it off once it's packed and you're getting things moved into your car, and then right before you leave, run down the list one more time and just make sure you have everything. It's the best advice I could give for packing for long distance doctor appointments if you have a disabled child that has a lot of special needs. If this helped you out, or if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all 39 subscribers. Can't believe I'm at 39 already and I haven't even uploaded 39 videos. I hope all this makes sense. I know if you have a kid that has these special needs and you're already doing this stuff, you're probably already implementing some of these strategies, but hopefully this was kind of entertaining. And yeah, we just had an appointment this week, so it made me think of making this video. If you want to know more about things that I have to do that are special for Emmett compared to, say, maybe possibly a normal kid, because I don't really know what it's like with a normal kid. He's my only child. Drop a comment down below and I'll be sure to get back to you and probably make a video, because fun stuff. I love doing this. Thanks for tuning in, and Emmett and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.